Hi guys, and welcome to a Bookmas Day. This is my December TBR, so all the books I want to read in December. It is a huge pile. So these are all the books I want to read by the end of the year, and I'm not going to get around to all of them, sadly. But there's some, all of them are really, really good, I'm sure. But if not, hopefully I get to them in January. The very first book is Robert Galbraith's Troubled Blood. I started this at the beginning of November, thought I'd finish it in November. It is a 900-page book. And so this is the fifth in the detective series. 5, yep. Yeah, by J.K. Rowling. And so you can watch it on TV if you don't want to read them. And the TV episodes are pretty good about following the books too. But love J.K. Rowling books and her writing style. And we're following Corman and Robin. Robin's the girl in his firm that joined him really early on, and then Corman Strike is the detective. And it is such a fun novel. I really like them. This one is their very first cold case. So I'm like almost halfway through. What page am I on? Let's see. Out of 900, I'm on 418. So yeah, I'm almost halfway through. And yeah, it's their first cold case. The case has been dead for like 50s. I don't know. I feel like the case was in the 70s, so it's almost 50 years ago. So it's really hard to find people alive and everything. The next one is Sarah J. Maas's Crescent City, The House of Earth and Blood. Everybody loved this book this year. She's one of my favorite authors, and I just have not picked it up this year. So I did put this in my first Bookmas tag, the end of the year book tag video. I never got to put that video up in November, so I put it up as my first Bookmas. But yeah, I really want to read this because it came out in 2020, and I love Sarah J. Maas, and it's fantasy. And it's cold here right now, actually, so hopefully I get around to it. I know not that much about it, but I know it's about fairies and fantasy, so sounds really, really good. The next one is Insta Karma by Marissa Meyer, another fantasy author I absolutely adore. I think I will get to this one because it's much shorter, much bigger kind of writing. But this is about a girl who gets the powers of karma, I believe. And I think it's a love story for her, but a little bit fantasy. She typically writes fantasy. And yeah, I just absolutely love her as an author. This is a brand new book out too, and I just really want to get around to it. The next one is the one everybody's talking about, so I feel like I should read it now. And it is The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V.E. Schwab. I have honestly never read a V.E. Schwab book. I know it's like a shock here on YouTube, but people absolutely adore him and love him, or her. I don't know if the V.E. Oh, it's Victoria. Her. So I want to get around to this. This one is about a girl, I believe, who wants to be immortal, so she gets her wish, but no one remembers her. So it's a quite sad book. Everybody she meets forgets her immediately once they walk away. I believe that's how the story goes. So I want to get around to this just because everybody else is talking about it and everybody else loves her, and I hope I'll get around to it. The next book I already started. This comes out December 1st, or came out December 1st. And this is Forever Wild by K.A. Tucker. It's a novella, so I will finish this one, hopefully. But yeah, it's like a 100-page book, and I read The Simple Wild by her, and then I read The Next Wild, Harder Wild. I loaned it out, so I can't read the title right now. That's supposed to be behind me, but I'm excited about this because I just felt like what is her name? Kala's story was not quite finished, what she wanted to do in life. I knew she was where she wanted to be, but I kind of felt like her story wasn't finished. We'll see if this finishes it off for me enough. But it sounds like from the back it's just like a Christmas time, Christmas with her parents and his parents and everything before the wedding. That's what the story sounds like. The next one is The Ickabog by J.K. Rowling. This book just came out in November as well. I think it's a fantasy children's novel. I'd just like to get to it because it's J.K. Rowling, and reading it at Christmas time sounds great. And since it's a kids, I believe it'll go really, really fast. I'm not sure what it's completely about. Oh yeah, the cornucopia, I remember that. And a land where everything, there's plentiful, and then there's a monster that lives in the shadows. The next book is Ready Player 2. This is the one that I'm probably going to put off till last. I absolutely adored Ready Player 1, but I don't mind reading this in January, not December. This book just came out at the very end of November, so I don't mind pushing it back a little while, but I loved it. So if I read all of everything I want to read, then I will get around to this one. But yeah, I love that book. We rewatched it because my husband read it just recently, and we rewatched the movie, and then yeah, the whole time he was like, this didn't happen in the book, and I didn't remember as much. But yeah, I'm excited to read that finally, because there was a big gap. And then the last one is another children's book by Melissa de la Cruz, Never After. Philomena Cho? I don't know. This is about a girl named Philomena Cho, maybe. I don't know how to say her name. But it is about like a small town where nothing ever happens to her, but then she starts getting stalked by like her favorite, by Jack. I believe it's by Jack Stalker is his name, from her favorite Never After storybook. So I don't know. I love Melissa de la Cruz. I think I fell in love with her back in the day when I was reading Blue Bloods by her, and I got sent this, and I'm so excited to read it. It comes out December 1st. But it sounds like another fast, quick, easy read. There are a lot of quick, easy reads. The only ones I'm really scared about is the big Robert Galbraith detective book, and then also the Crescent City by Sarah J. Maas, because I know those ones take me quite a long time to read. And the rest of them, I probably could get through them all in December if it wasn't for those other two really big books that I want to read by the end of the year. But that is my huge pile of TBR for December of all the books I would like to get around to. They're falling down, so I gotta hold them. I'd like to get around to this at the end of this year, and I will see you guys in the next book. See you guys next time. Bye!